Welcome to the Dental ATeam podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, filler, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create ATeams. Welcome to the Dental ATeam podcast. Hip hip hooray! It's mine and Tiffany's birthday. That's right, May 8th is our birthday. We share the same birthday. And we decided we wanted to celebrate with all of you. So we're doing this a little crazy style. May 7th at 12 p.m. Pacific, we're inviting you to join us at our virtual house party. That's right. It's going to be on Zoom where we get to see your cute faces. And as an added perk, it's going to be a live podcast. So bring those party hats, bring those questions, anything you've ever want answered on the podcast. This is the time, guys, and we cannot wait. So to register, hop on over to thedentalateam.com/house party. It's free and we want all of you there because honestly, I'll be a little sad if only 2 people are there. So bring your friends, bring your teams. This is going to be a time for you to ask your questions and celebrate with us. We can't wait to bring in our birthday with you. Hello, Dental ATeam listeners. This is Kiera and you guys. All right, bringing in one of our Dental ATeam traveling coaches. Yes, it's Miss Ashley Dorn. She is our marketing and dental assistant guru. She's all things systems, and let's be real, she has high attention to detail. So those details, yeah, she's all over those. So I'm so excited. I love chatting with my own coaches. Not my own, the ones on our Dental ATeam coaches. They're the ones who make this happen. I'm so excited to have her. She's one of my dearest friends. Ash, how are you today?
Oh, I'm super good today. It's sunny in Utah right now. I'm home. But yeah, super awesome. Super happy to be here.
Oh, I just love getting on the podcast with our coaches because like we're family and it feels like I'm just chatting with a good friend instead of having to really interview or come up with all the ideas. We roll and flow and you make my life really easy and you add so much value to your clients' lives. So I'm excited to have you here and to share some time with you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And I mean, that's really what it's all about too, is like providing this information so that our clients can use it as a resource. So I love doing that. I love helping people. I think that's why we can relate so well to our clients still, is that really we got into the field of dentistry to help people. And this is the way we're still able to do that as coaches. So it makes me happy to be on here and to do that.
Absolutely. So you guys, Ash is, like I said, the guru of dental assisting. She has roots in dental assisting. I have roots in dental assisting. So when we get on the podcast, we go geek out over our dental assistant days. So dental assistants, this one, listen up. We're coming to you and all of you. Even if you're not a dental assistant, hold tight because of course, we're not going to let you leave here without something of a nugget for you. So Ash, let's dive into our topic for today.
Yes. So we are rolling out an exciting, awesome new feature that we're offering to our clients. You can sign up for our dental assistant course on our website.
Booyah, guys.
This is huge. So there's been a lot of requests and asks we have as you guys, if you're fans of ours and you've navigated over to our website, you know we have courses for office managers, TCs, treatment coordinators, billers, schedulers, right? All of that front office stuff. We also have the All-Star Hygiene Program, which is a huge resource to all those hygienists out there, whether you're fresh out of school or you've been at it for 20 plus years. So we're now rolling out a dental assistant course where whether you're new or again, have been at it for like the last 20 years, you'll still pick up some nuggets from this course. Mm-hmm. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just basically why we created it, like the motive behind the creation of it, who it's going to help, who will benefit from it, and just kind of like the details behind how you can go about executing that course and really getting the most out of it.
Absolutely. And as you were saying that, I thought, we got to do a mad apology to all those dental assistants out there. I am sorry that it's taken us this long to get you your own course. So dental assistants, you better pop on over there. We will make sure we have a special deal for our dental assistants on here. So that way we can make sure you get access to this course. Because like Ash said, yeah, we were both assistants. And so I feel like I betrayed where we came from, our roots of the dental assistant team. That's why we created it. And I think it just, everything in life is perfect timing. Ashley came in. She's the mastermind behind this. She has helped me build this so much, and so much of blood, sweat, and tears into this course. And so let's dive into it, because the reality is we also built this course as a supplement to the front office as well, or for any team member coming in that doesn't know dentistry at all. Because we've always said, if we could find a way to be able to hire that amazing barista at Starbucks, or that incredible waitress or waiter at the restaurant that we absolutely love, but they don't know dental, could we create a world where we can quickly and easily bring them up to speed in all things dental? And Ashley, that's what we're hoping that we have achieved through our course. We'll see. You guys let us know. Go grab one of those Starbucks baristas and let us know how well we did. We need some feedback, guys.
Totally. I mean, that's so true though, right? Like, you should hire for personality, right? And trainability. Those are should be your top things for sure when you're looking to hire somebody. So if we can fill in the rest with all the dental basics and the expectations of what you need to know to be a rock star dental assistant, why wouldn't we create something like that for you guys? So it's been fun and exciting to do that and watch it grow. But yes, please give us your feedback on this, because we're all about feedback, and we definitely want to hear from our fans and the people that are using this. So
for sure, because this is built for you. So let's walk them through a little bit, Ashley, about this course, of what it exactly is, how it's going to benefit the team, and how they're going to be able to use this to make their practice even better.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, I mean, the idea behind this is that you have somebody who has this rock star personality, right? They're very trainable. They have amazing customer service skills kind of already built in. So our goal with this course is to really educate people on the basics of dentistry. So that's where it starts. If you've taken any of our other courses, it follows along with the same sort of welcome format. Here's what you can expect. And then we jump right into the basics of dentistry. So when I say the basics, you guys are like, all right, well, what are the basics, right? Things like tooth numbers, you're 1 through 16, you're 17 through 32. Basic
yes,
things
we
like
made
that.
this only for American counting, guys. If you're in any other country, Canada, we don't know how to do that 1-1, all that, ortho. Sorry, we're skipping over. We're 1 through 16, 17 through 32, A through J. AJ loves KT. Okay, that's what we did.
Yes, also that.
Sorry, guys.
We did not leave out.
No,
we did not. We did not leave out the pediatric dentistry.
No, I remember that so vividly. It was AJ loves KT, and that's how I always remembered it. And then I remember, something else, because we had Christine Halkett. She used the worst word. I'm not even going to say it, but that's how I remembered my canines too. It was Christine Halkett, CH, and then MR. I won't fill in the blanks, but she said it, and I was like, yes, I got it. I will never ever forget all my letters for peds ever again. Never. So there you guys go. Christine Halkett, CH, and MR. You guys, maybe it's a chapter of Mr. You guys could remember it better that way, but I will never forget what she said, and I will always remember my canines on that one. There we go. A little tangent
story.
for you. You're welcome. So there you guys go. Those are the tips and nuggets you can expect from this course. We pulled out all the stops for you guys. You're welcome.
So we start there, and then we will loop into definitions. So different definitions within dentistry, right? Like, what is pulpitis? What the heck is a mesial or a buccal, right? Distal, those are all surfaces. We all know that. But to somebody basic, right, you need this knowledge, you need this wisdom. So we start off at that really basic level. Then we go into job descriptions. So if you're a dental assistant, what's your job description? What are you doing every single day? What does that look like? Obviously, we're pulling this from our operations manual, which if you guys are fans and you haven't gotten the operations manual yet, get that. But job descriptions are laid out as far as what to expect if you are an awesome dental assistant. We talk about instruments, right? Different instruments that are in the office that you'll use on a daily basis for your basic setups, instruments, for various procedures, supplies and materials, what you can expect to be working with on a daily basis if you're a dental assistant, the different materials, etch, bonds, how they work, different stuff like that. Kiera, I'm losing it here.
Yeah, no. Solid. I love it because the reality is, you guys, as Ashley was saying that, I was thinking, okay, yes, we have these things. And as an assistant, you might think, been here, done that. I've been doing this for 20 years. There are so many instruments out there that I didn't know existed until I started working at the dental college. I did not realize things because I worked with my doctor and my doctor only used so many things. But when I switched offices, there was information out there and instruments and different techniques that they did. So we try to give you guys a nice overview of what's happening within that. So don't think it's so basic for that. But also, can you guys see how you can now hire a brand new assistant straight out of dental assisting school? And we have information for them on that. You can hire somebody for the front office and we give them information for that. Those are going to be the basics. And Ashley, when you said instruments, I started giggling because I thought, all right, I was the assistant that the doctor and the assistant, they called me because they were in the middle of a procedure and they're like, hey, Kiera, we need this instrument. I can't remember the name that they told me. I ran to our sterilization room looking for this instrument. I think they were doing an extraction and it was a certain type of forceps that they told me that they needed. So I'm scrambling for this. I cannot find what it is. So what do we do as assistants? Oh yeah, we grab like 7 different options and run it back to the room. And so because we're like, we don't know what this is. So like, which one is it? You pick, we're trying to help you. And the doctor and the assistant started laughing so hard. And I was like, oh man, of all the 7, I still didn't get the right instrument. And I remember they just started giggling so hard. They're working on a patient and the patient starts giggling too. And I'm like, what the heck? How does everybody know what's going on? And the doctor just could not take it anymore and just blatantly burst out laughing. And I was like, all right, fill me in. He's like, here, that instrument doesn't exist. We just wanted to see you run and frantically stress about an instrument that didn't even exist. And I believed him because I didn't know every instrument out there. So we're going to save you guys all the embarrassment of that. And then we're going to go in further of, okay, great. So here are the basics of dentistry and here are the basics to become a rock star assistant. You guys, every dentist does dentistry a little bit different. Our job is not to proclaim that we know what's happening in dentistry. That's not our job. Doctors, you went to school, you teach your assistants, etch, bond. We're not going to stay on top of all of that. We'll give you guys a nice overview. So it's basic enough, but also in depth enough that assistants or front office could really benefit from this. Then we're going to move into, all right, what does it take to be a rock star dental assistant for your practice? And those things are things that I wish would have been taught to me in assisting school. I remember I learned how to pass instruments and what were the steps of a composite. Yes, we're going to go through all the different procedures for you guys as well. So videos and different content in there for the different procedures. You guys talk about a sweet building for your operations manual if you want it. Also a great way to help train your front office on back office things very quickly and easily. In addition to that, though, there are things, Ash, you and I know will both agree to make a rock star assistant, and not all assistants are created equal. So we're going to share with you the tips of how to be a dental ATeam rock star assistant, meaning how do you look ahead and think ahead of your doctor? How can you be super efficient on note taking and have really, really rockin' awesome notes? You guys, I was notorious as an assistant for being amazing at my notes. My notes were so good, and I had my notes done, polished up, completed before the patient left. Little tips and tricks of how to be more efficient when you're assisting. I didn't learn this while I was assisting, but as the procedure's wrapping up, doctor's polishing, I moved all my instruments to one side of the tray, all my disposables to the other side of the tray. So that way it was a quick, easy cleanup, toss all my disposables, instruments can go straight to sterilization. My room could be flipped faster. How can we have better handoffs to the front office? Dental assistants, we're going to talk to you about how to tee up treatment as well. How do you tee up treatment? Because you can convert a lot of same-day dentistry and have better patient care for your patients. Those types of things. Also, how to present a treatment plan. Yes, dental assistants, you are one of the best treatment coordinators there ever exists. Don't tell our treatment coordinators, okay, TCs are listening to this too. Bottom line is, dental assistants, if we can teach you and the front office has put in the insurance for you, assistants, you are killer when it comes to presenting treatment plan because you know how to explain treatment. You know how to schedule treatment better than a lot of other people because you know how long this treatment will actually last. So those types of things, those tips and tricks, little things that Ashley and I, along with some other people that have helped on the course, little tips and tricks to make you not just your basic dental assistant, but that rock star dental assistant that every doctor craves and wants working with them. I know as a dental assistant, I became the assistant that my doctor, I wasn't just an assistant. I was a necessity in his life. He could not live without me. And it was because I was so much ahead of him. I thought of things. I made his life really easy and her life really easy. And we want you guys through our course to become that. And docs, I know you're listening thinking, oh, the angels are singing. Like, what if all my assistants were like that? So we're going to give little tips and tricks of efficiency, of how to be that doctor's right hand that they truly take as a necessity, not just as this, great, an assistant who can suck spit for me, high five. But some of the things that they look for, we've also added some things from doctors, gotten some doctors' opinions of what they really look for from their assistants to make sure that we're giving you guys the inside scoop to really be rockstar assistants.
Yeah, totally. And I think like you said too, expanding off of that, like expanded functions dental assistants and assisted hygiene, like those things are all in this course as well. Even if you're not an assistant who works with a doctor, maybe your role in the office is just to assist hygiene. That's in there as well. So this applies to you guys too. Mm-hmm. And really just being a well-rounded dental assistant and giving yourself a really good foundation and some extra skills and tips to pick up, even if you've, like I said, been at it for 20 years.
For sure. I think the beautiful thing is we can all learn and grow together. And no, we're not claiming to be OSHA or HIPAA or any of that. That is not our zone of excellence. Pay people a lot of great money to do that. Our zone of excellence is how to be a rockin' awesome dental assistant for your doctor, how to be efficient with your time, how to help your patients have the best experience they've ever had, how to train up a dental assistant who doesn't have this dental experience, how to go through sterilization, all those little basics. Again, we're not OSHA, we're not HIPAA, we are not over that. So some of the things in there might not apply to your state laws. So double check on there. That's not our zone of excellence. Our zone of excellence is helping you guys be efficient. And I'm so excited because when you bring all those assistants together, and you guys might have great ideas. So as you go through, if you read things and you're like, hey, this is something I do that helps my doctor do a really great job, send those ideas in. hello@thedentalateam.com. We want to hear from our dental assistants. What makes you great? What makes your doctor just look at you as a necessity, not as something that they could do without? How have you risen to the top to be one of those rockstar dental assistants? Go through the course. Let us know, because at the end of the day, doctors, we want to make your life super, super, super easy. Docs, you can also send in things that you love that your assistants do. I think that that's the beauty of the Dental ATeam is so many different people listening, part of our Dental ATeam family. We're coming from all different angles, all different types of assistants. There's pedo assistants, there's hygiene assistants, there's expanded function assistants, there's GP assistants, there's oral surgery assistants, all those different type of assistants. Yeah, it's basic across the board. It's pretty much the same on a lot of different areas, but there are little pieces that we could add in. So if you guys have little tips or tricks or things that you love that your assistant or your doctor or things that you've learned, like tricks of the trade, send it on over. We'll happily add that in. We'll give you some credit, give you some shout outs in the course of something that you guys have done to really make sure as a dental assistant crew, we all rise to a higher level and we become those incredible assistants that our doctors truly cannot live without.
Yeah, definitely. It comes down to that calibration. I think we've recorded a podcast about this before, but I'm going to bring it back, is that it's all about being calibrated with your doctor and knowing, being able to anticipate their next step is really what provides so much value to your role. So that's what we've really tried to create behind, this course and behind giving you guys, imparting our knowledge and our experience and training you guys to all really level up.
And since you guys have listened in with us, we're going to give you a couple quick nuggets right now of some things that dental assistants can do to shine and dazzle. So Ash, let's dive in. I will start because I know there were some things from offices we've coached on, some things I've seen. I'll give a few and then we'll spin over to you and you give a couple of the nuggets of how dental assistants right now today can just be a step ahead. So hello, Dental ATeam listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, right now is the time to get your operations manual done. I just did a podcast. Operations Manual 2.0. Be sure to listen to that. And if you're like me, sometimes that task can feel daunting, which is why the coaching team, the Dental ATeam coaching team, put together, you got it, Wednesday workshop for the next 4 weeks, starting on April 15th. We'll be running these at 12 p.m. Pacific, Wednesday workshop, where we're getting your operations manual done. We're taking you through step by step to ensure within 4 weeks, you actually get that operations manual done with accountability, with traction, and with ease. So be sure to join us. It's free for all. So there is no reason you shouldn't join us and get that operations manual done. Wednesday workshops every Wednesday starting on April 15th, running through May 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Pop on over to thedentalateam.com/strategy to join our webinar series. Can't wait to see you guys there on Workshop Wednesday. One thing is always anticipate what your doctor's next 3 steps are. So as an assistant, instead of just sitting there sectioning, I was always thinking, what's the next step and how can I better prepare for it? I used to hold the suction in one hand and I knew they were about to use, the cord packer, or they were about to use a plastic instrument, whatever it was. I would make sure I would even get a piece of gauze and I'd get alcohol on it and I'd wipe down the instrument tips to make sure that they didn't have any remaining composite or anything. So that way they're really ready to go while I'm suctioning. Other things you can do, that's literally thinking 2 steps ahead of your doctor. Look to see, could you cut the cord if they're going to be using cord and have that ready to go? Just really thinking 7 steps ahead of your doctor at all times. And I know that sounds so silly, but even getting your impression tips on, that way that's ready to go. Having every piece 7 steps ahead, I know is something that I played a game to see how many times my doctor would actually have to tell me what to do per procedure. And my goal was to never have them tell me what to do. And I would just keep them chit-chatting about whatever they wanted to talk about, because I knew they were relaxed, I knew the patient was happy, and I knew I was 7 steps ahead. So I think thinking in that mindset really can help you guys. And then something else, I played a game with myself. I was always playing a game of time efficiency when I was assisting. And so what I would do is, as soon as I seated the patient, I'd take their blood pressure and I'd start my notes because I had to put my blood pressure in my notes. Well, guess what? Doctors follow real similar patterns, believe it or not. So I would always have my notes 95% of the way done before the blood pressure cuff was off my patient. That was my goal, because I knew if we were doing a composite, odds are they're probably going to use these shades. We're going to do the same steps, and I could have that done, and I would look ahead to see what my next visit was. So doctor's probably going to have them back for the crown on the bottom right. Also during that time, since I was doing my notes while the blood pressure was taking, I would look to see if there was other treatment right next door to what we were already doing that day. And if there was, as soon as I took that blood pressure off, I would be like, okay, Ash, so you're here today. We're going to be doing this filling on number 3. But we also have, just so you know, there's another filling right next to it. You're going to be numb in that same area anyway. If you want, I think we should try and do both of those today so you don't have to get numb again. That type of proactive thinking, that's the 7 steps ahead. And then I beeline it down the hallway. Doc, you got to get in here. I just did another filling. You got to come in because patient's ready to do another filling. Make sure I talk to the front office to make sure finances were all squared away as well. Those are some of my favorite things that I did as an assistant. I already told you guys about pushing the instruments to one side, having the gauze and the disposables on the other side. Those types of things I felt made me just that rock star assistant that was the sprinkling that went above and beyond. Having my notes already done, having the next visit done, looking to see treatment that I could add in, cleaning off my tray so I could be quicker and more efficient with flipping my room. Really building a relationship with my patients. My patients I would always giggle with. I would try and say some funny thing with them. My goal was to get every patient to laugh during their procedure because I felt like if my patient was laughing, they were having a good time in an area where it wasn't always the most fun. And so those were some of my goals as an assistant, and those are some of the nuggets we'll put into that course for you. Ash, what about for you? What were some of the things that really, or that you've seen in other offices that made that assistant just dazzle and shine?
Yeah, I mean, thinking back to my days sitting on that side of the chair, definitely one of the first things I realized that was super important and that the doctor finds super valuable is if you can figure out where they're looking. So keeping that line of sight clear for the doctor at all times, it's huge, right? So if you can figure out where your doctor's looking, literally look in the mouth, right? Are they using their mirror? Are they looking in their mirror? Or are they just using it to retract? So if they're looking in their mirror, you got to keep that mirror clean, right? Blow some air on it, blast some water on it, keep it clean, keep their line of sight super clear. If you have a hard time telling that or figuring that out, put yourself on that right side of the chair if you're working with a right-handed doctor, and ask one of your teammates to jump in the chair and look in their mouth using a mirror. Literally, pretend to look as if you were the doctor and perform a little dental exam on your teammate to get used to what that side of the chair feels like. And I feel like once you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, right, then you can do your job even better. So that was probably the first thing I learned that helped me to be a really good dental assistant, is constantly making sure that they could see, right? Because that's what you're there for.
No, absolutely.
It comes down to even just like adjusting the light, making sure that's out of their headspace so they don't clunk their head.
Oh, guilty.
We've all been there, done that. Totally.
Sorry, docs.
Yeah. But making sure they can see, making sure that the light's angled correctly so that they can see what's going on in there. The next thing I would say is really teeing up treatment. So we have mentioned to our hygienists that we coach to, have your doctor pull some FMX series out and tee up treatment. Like, what would you diagnose based off of this? What would the doctor diagnose based off of this? I really like doing that with dental assistants too, because I don't know how many times, man, you take a full mouth set of x-rays, right? And then the entire time you have that patient asking you like, well, how does that look? Or what does this look like? And if you can confidently know what your doctor is going to say or what they're potentially going to say, that really holds a lot of weight, and it makes yourself feel good. And it also makes you look good in front of the patient, right? It makes the whole entire team look like they know what they're talking about and seem like they're a very high level, highly educated team. So I'm not saying, dental assistants, that you are now diagnosing off of a series of x-rays. That's not what I'm saying.
No, you guys can't diagnose. Don't try it.
No.
That's not your role. You tee up what you think the doctor will most likely diagnose.
Correct. And I always, whenever talking to patients, I always ended it with, we're going to see what doctor says. Ultimately, they're the pro. That's why they have the doctorate. That's what they went to school for. So I always leave it up to their best judgment. I can assure you, you're in really good hands. So, but tee that up for your doctors. And that way too, you'll start to notice that those comprehensive exams that they're having with patients will start to get a little bit shorter. They won't feel like, if you have those doctors, right, that feel like they have to over explain everything. If they know you've confidently gone in there and talked to the patient already about their raging periodontitis, then they're not going to have to spend 20 minutes going over it, because they know that you've already been talking to the patient about it, similar in the way that a hygienist does as well. So that's my second thing. The other thing I really, really encourage dental assistants to learn about is insurance, because like you said, Kiera, we can be masterful treatment coordinators. So as much as you can know about the patient's insurance plans and kind of understand that concept, the better you will be able to explain it to patients and get a higher case acceptance, which is huge. It's huge for adding same-day treatment, and it's huge for those like really large, $20,000, $60,000 cases.
Such a good point, Ash. I love those. And as you were saying that, I was thinking of the assistants listening in, thinking, hey, you guys might, I know when I was an assistant, I thought that I was doing all those things. Notice the key word was thought. I thought I was doing those things. I would challenge all you assistants to actually very bravely go ask your doctor, hey, I want to actually make sure I am your right hand necessity, and I'm truly looking for honest feedback, and genuinely accept their feedback. The things that Ashley and I just listed off here of what really makes an incredible assistant. Ask your doctor, ask your team, say, hey guys, I'm trying to be a better dental assistant. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 5, you guys, scales are way easier than like, hey, how do I do? They're going to make you do great. I think a scale of, hey, on a scale of 1 to 5, how well do I tee up treatment for you? How well do I think 7 steps ahead of you? How well do I adjust the light? You guys, Ashley, when you said that, it brought back like visions of Dr. Call. I'm so sorry, Dr. Call, of trying to get that darn light in the right spot. And then all of a sudden I hated it when he was like, stop drilling, grab the light, adjust it. And I was like, dang it, I didn't get it right. When you said that, I'm like, oh yeah. Or spraying the water on the mirror. Oh, you guys, I did the epic dental assistant fail, like blew air into an open socket and splattered the doctor in the face with blood. Like, #fail. It's okay. We've all been there. And I share that with you because Ashley and I were not perfect. Genuinely go ask your doctor though, how do you do on a scale of 1 to 5? You guys, my impressions used to be terrible, downright terrible. I used to have terrible pour-ups. I would have air bubbles all over my pour-ups on impressions. So ask your doctor, how do you do on impressions on a scale of 1 to 5? Really get that feedback genuinely. How do you do adjusting the light? How do you do keeping their mirror clean? Ask them what area, if you could just change one area, docs don't go crazy. If you could just change one area to be a better assistant for them, what would they want you to do? That takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts to go ask them. But at the same time, you just became the assistant that they can't live without because you genuinely want to be better. Now, they might tell you things you don't want to hear that you don't think like, yeah, right, I'm such a good assistant. I always have my light in the right spot. Well, on the other side, you might not. So I think really lowering those guards and asking for that true feedback, that I think is one of the most key pieces of being a really exceptional dental assistant, of taking feedback, because at the end of the day, your job is there to assist your doctor and make their life as easy as possible.
Yeah. I was definitely going to add that too, because asking questions will just help you to be better. I think that's one of the things I really, as a dental assistant looking back, like I always wanted to do the most I could do legally, right? So if that
of course you did.
And I pushed those bounds, like let me tell you guys. That's probably off actual podcasts, but like, if you ever want to hear those stories, I got a few. Had some fun, but yeah, that's how I was as a dental assistant. I wanted to do as much as legally possible. So that constantly involved asking questions, right? Like, hey, why are you adjusting this denture here? Is this something I could do? Could I adjust dentures? Could I adjust a night guard? Could I adjust a splint? Like, could I make this temporary crown? Turns out you can in most states. So I just constantly was asking questions and looking for feedback. And because obviously any doctor you're working with, you want to make sure you're doing it up to their standards, right? And still delivering that amazing quality to your patients. So really, really just be comfortable, get comfortable with asking questions and being ready to learn, because your skills will expand. And oh man, like the ability to be able to help patients to a greater extent too is so fulfilling, fulfilling, you guys. So you will be a happier dental assistant in your role, the more you can do and the more you can serve your patients.
100%. All right, you guys, go check out the dental assistant course that we've created for you. Pick up these nuggets, send in your tips of how you guys are those rock stars. Doctors, let us know what your assistants do. I'd love to do a shout out to the assistants and share best practices, best ideas. And Ashley, as always, thank you for bringing your brilliance, bringing so much to our team, to my life personally, and to all of our listeners' lives today. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I love it.
Of course. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental ATeam podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental ATeam podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.